What is up, Patreon? Austin Dunham with another video. So I have seen the request for the business-based videos, and I do have a business-based video coming out this week. So y'all stay tuned for that one. Yep, I'm coming out with 2 videos this week just to show my thanks to you guys supporting and being on the Patreon. So y'all stay tuned for that one. But in this video, we're gonna talk about some things that I do that makes me stop pursuing a chick, right? So like I said, I come up with these ideas because it's happening to me in real life right now. So you guys know I'm super organized, and I'm even organized when it comes to dating these girls. So I literally keep a list of girls that I'm pursuing or actively pursuing right now. And you know, some stuff came up this week and I had to drop like 3 girls from that list. Like, I'm not pursuing them at all. But first, let's go ahead and break down what is pursuing and what does it mean against chasing. So chasing versus pursuing, there is a difference. Pursuing is when you have a high interest girl, keyword high interest girl, and you're just, you know, asking her out on dates and she is making herself available to you, right? So she wants to see you, you're just allowing her to come see you, and she's making the effort and time to come see you, right? So that's just pursuing. Now, chasing is when you have a low interest girl or a girl who's kind of into you, and she's not showing any sort of cooperation at all. She's not making time to see you, but you yourself, you're constantly trying to get her to come out and see you. You keep texting her when there's clear signals that she's just not into you. That's called chasing a girl. We do not chase girls over here. We only pursue women, and we only pursue high interest women. So let's get that straight, right? So there are some things that actually will lead me to not pursuing the girl at all. And keep in mind that pursuing usually happens in the beginning of the courtship, when you haven't had sex with her yet. But even then, you can still pursue a girl after you already had sex with her. And I'm gonna get into that, you know, some disqualifications that come along the way that make me stop pursuing the girl completely. And when I say stop pursuing, I don't block or anything. I just stop hitting her up, and it's on her part to hit me up if we're gonna hang out next or if we're ever gonna see each other again. So keep that in mind too. The first one to make me stop pursuing a girl is when they flake without rescheduling. So let's say, I always have high interest girls, but let's say I have a high interest girl, right? And we're texting or whatever, we set up the date, everything's going well. Day of the date, she says something comes up with family or whatever comes up, but she doesn't offer a time to reschedule. I will never ask her out on a date again, and neither should you guys, right? And I've learned that girls who are genuinely interested in you will always make some sort of rescheduling time for you. So she'll say, hey, I got caught into like a family emergency or work, and half the time it's BS anyway, right? But usually if they're interested in you, they'll say, but can we do this day instead? But I have this day tomorrow free. I'll make it up to you. I'm so sorry. And you'll sense it in their text. They're very apologetic, and they really want to see you. Now, there are sometimes, like I said, when they don't do that, they just come up with an excuse, don't offer a time to reschedule, nothing. I don't reply to the text at all, nothing. Leave them on scene, and if they want to see me again, they're going to have to double text me, right? So the next one is that if they flake 2 times in a row. So let's say that the chick was like, oh, let's reschedule this day. She flaked 1 time, and then the next day she flakes again. It's over with. It's completely over. And if we do see each other again, she is coming right over. I'm not going out. I'm not doing nothing. 0 investment on that type of girl. She's coming right over, and she's gonna have to double text me once again. So if they flake without rescheduling, or if they flake 2 times back to back, it is done with, guys. It's just over. All right, so the next one is when we haven't met and they consistently take 6 to 8 hours to reply with no type of apology or anything within the text. So some might see this as being, you know, impatient or whatever. But what I came to realize is that girls who are interested in you at the highest level of interest, and girls who actually want to see you, will not take consistently 6 to 8 hours to reply. Now, this does not mean dating apps. I'm not talking about dating apps right now. I'm talking about, let's say, IG DMs or text message, right? As a part of the dating funnel. So if they're consistently every single message taking 6 to 8 hours to reply, then from there, I honestly stop pursuing based on their energy levels and what they have going on. And that's because, I don't know, I just feel, in my experience, that yes, I still can see these girls, I still can smash these girls, but it's just gonna get harder and harder every time, to the point where it's not gonna be even worth it. So if she's already like replying to you slow, that's a clear sign that once you see her on the first date, or that once you even smash even, that is slowly gonna get worse. Or it could get better, but I decided not to even allow my time with it. For example, this week, a girl that I had to cut off or stop pursuing is that she told me to add her on Snapchat, and on the dating app, she was messaging me mad fast, right? Super fast. Told me to add her on Snapchat. I told her to add me, so she adds me on Snapchat, and then I swiped up on one of her stories like a day later or something, and it's been on delivered for like 16 hours, upwards almost a day, but she's still actively posting on her story. You know what I did? I unfriended her on Snapchat. We're never gonna talk again, right? Even though we haven't met yet, you still have to show that you're interested in me. And girls who don't wanna lose you and who wanna see you will make sure that they reply on time. Keep that in mind, okay? So the next one is when we already met, and then they consistently take 12 hours or days even to reply. So I have two stories with this. The first one was a girl that I started seeing in April, last April. So at first, she was very cooperative with me, texting back on time, making herself available. But after I smashed like 4 or 5 times and we've been hanging out for a minute, her text slowly started to get very bad. She started taking 12, 13, 14 hours to reply. So I kid you not, she took 2 days to reply to a text before. 2 whole days, 24 times 2, 48 hours to reply. And honestly, at that point in time, I already smashed. We've been hanging out. That's a huge turnoff to me, and that's when I'll completely stop pursuing. But the weird part with this chick is that whenever I did ask for a date or to hang out, she will always make herself available. She has never flaked on me on anything. It's just that her reply times were absolutely horrible, to the point where I felt like I had to text this girl 5 days ahead if I wanted to hang out with her on Friday. I felt like I had to text her on Sunday, you know what I mean? And so I felt like it was signs of her not being interested anymore, and clearly it was, and I just stopped pursuing her. And honestly, since then, we haven't even seen or talked to each other, right? So don't mess with girls like that, and we already met, so it is what it is. I have another story too. So this is a girl I've been on 2 dates with. The first date, I almost smashed. I got her back to my place and everything. The second date, I was trying to play it cool, so I just went out with her like to a bar real quick or something, and then I went out of town to Miami, and then when I came back, I was following up with her, you know, because I'm still actively pursuing her, trying to get her to spend time with me, whatever the case may be. But the text that I sent, she took a day to reply, 24 hours. And this was a chick who was texting me back really fast. And then if she took over 3 hours to reply, she will follow up with some sort of apology that, hey, sorry I was at work, but how was your day? But this time she took a whole day to reply, 0 apology. And she told me that this week she's gonna be busy. So guess what? Your boy's not replying back anymore or pursuing anymore. I did reply back on Twitter. I was like, okay, if next week, if you find time, just hit me up or let me know. So I put the ball in her court now, and it's on her to message me if she wants to see me. I am no more actively pursuing her. So it kind of sucks with a girl like that, a girl that you kind of invested time with, and then they start pulling back out of nowhere and you haven't even smashed yet. That sucks the most, and it sucks even more is when in person you get really good energy from them. They're like making it clear that they want to see you again, but over the phone it's like they turn into a different type of person. You're gonna deal with girls like that. Trust me, just stop pursuing them altogether, and it's on them to actually hit you up if they want to hang out with you. All right, the next one when I stop pursuing is when I already smashed a chick and I've been planning the dates. So at some point in any courtship, let's say you're talking to a girl, it should get to a point where the pursuing gets led on to her. So yeah, you did it all in the beginning. You probably, let's say you smash on the second date, you pursue 3, 4, 5 dates after that. Now it is her turn to meet you in the middle and start pursuing you guys. So honestly, that's my rule of thumb. Some girls, I don't even text back after I smash, like it's completely on them or we don't see each other again. But some girls who I'm really, really interested in, I'll make plans to see them like 2 or 3 times after, but after like the 5th or 6th time, if they're not hitting me up on some plans or like at least a hey, how was your day, trying to communicate and make some conversation with me to allow me to create plans with them, then I'm not gonna pursue any longer, and it's up to them to, you know, hit me up. And that's moving into my next one, is when they never initiate contact after you already smashed a few times. You'll come across girls like this too, where it's like they'll post on their story, they'll do everything, but they'll never send you a text first, but they still always make themselves available. Even if they're making themselves available, at this point in time, I have so many options that I can deal with. If you're not at least trying to hit me up or, you know, pursue me a little bit or make plans with me, let me know what you want to do for once, then I honestly stop pursuing them altogether, and that's how it dies out. And I've lost a few girls that way because they just, for some reason, just could not initiate a text of some sort, and they were too prideful. So they missed out on it. That's their loss. It is what it is. But like I said, I am not pursuing girls like that no longer. All right, the next one when I stop pursuing is when they don't go by my program. So like I said in my YouTube channel or videos, is that you have to develop the it's your way or the highway type of mentality. This literally happened yesterday. So I went on a first date with a girl to a bar real quick. It was a quick date, like 50 minutes or something. Very, very good connection, super high interest type of girl. The second date was supposed to be last night, which was Sunday night when I got back from Miami, right? And so I was gonna go out somewhere, and what I usually like to do for second dates is I want them to come over to my place first, we talk for a bit, and then I'll take us out somewhere, so that way I can at least get them comfortable in my place. But some girls will reject that. Like very, very few, but some will. And she was one of them who did. So I was like, oh, let's go to a park, but you can come over to my place first and we can talk for a little bit and then I'll take us there. And she was like, no, I'd rather just meet you at the park. And then I got turned off by her answer. And then I was like, actually the weather outside is pretty cold, so I'm just gonna stay in for tonight. You're welcome to join me for some wine and good talks if you want. Otherwise, have a good night. And she said, okay, no problem. Haven't talked to her since. It's been like 2 or 3 days now. She still watched my stories, but guess what? All my pursuing has been stopped with her because she simply didn't follow my program. And you guys might be wondering like, but Austin, you could have went out with her the second date, you probably could have pulled her back, which is absolutely true. Or I could have took her out 3, 4, 5 dates and probably pulled her back on the 5th date. But guys, at this point in time, I do not have time to be taking girls out on dates. I will show them a good time after I smash, not before I smash. My initial investment is very, very low, and I can get away with that because like I said, girls who are high interest in you, who are sexual feminine beings, will not make you wait. That's one thing I realized, like girls love to have sex, they will not make you wait. So if she doesn't want to come over the second date, then that's honestly her loss. And that has happened a few times to me. Not a whole lot, not gonna lie, because like I said, most girls who are into you will gladly come over on the second date. But for her, for some reason, she just wasn't into it. I was like, it is what it is. I'll catch you in the next lifetime. So those were the most things that will keep me from not pursuing a girl. Like I said, the first few moments, first few dates, if she's making herself available, cooperative, she's following about my program, I'm gonna keep pursuing as long as I'm into her. But any of those come up, then it is game over. It is not happening no more. Let me tell you one more story. I had this girl, we were supposed to meet Friday night. Our first time meeting, she agreed to come over. And then come Friday, she told me, oh, I have a family emergency at the hospital. My dad's in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. I gotta go see him that night. And I knew it was BS, obviously. But I was like, all right. And then she was like, but I really wanna see you though, maybe next week. And I was like, all right, just let me know. And so it is currently next week right now. That was Friday, today's currently Tuesday, currently next week. And I still haven't heard from her. She started sending me like sexy pictures on Snapchat, posting sexy pictures on her close friend stories, trying to initiate a reply from me. And you know what I'm doing? I'm just viewing them, not saying anything at all. I don't play these games with girls. Like, it's either you're gonna see me or I'm not gonna entertain you and validate you or anything like that. So I'm not pursuing her anymore either. If she wants to see me, she'll make effort and initiate a reply. Otherwise, I have other girls I can see too, and I can replace girls at a quick rate. So it is what it is. Never chase a girl. You can pursue them, but don't chase. And if they break any of these rules, stop pursuing immediately.